Okay. Got that fixed. Where's this white box in front of my face? Am I like slightly transparent? I'm like a ghost? Weird. Like, I know I'm white, but like, I didn't know I was that white. Hold up. What is going on over here? I'm gonna jam to some music and go from there, but like, shoot. Close out every single tab because I don't need all these tabs. There we go. Okay, there we go. Well, apparently I'm transparent, so I don't know how to undo that. Weird. Yeah, it's not transparent to my source. It must be like something my drivers are doing. Because it's like in my beard, I guess. Weird. It's almost not transparent. We're going to be doing some computery goodness. Opening up a computer and checking it out. What I'm going to try to do is get this SSD and partition it on a different device and then just kind of reload it, because I just want to split I want a dual boot. I don't want to mess with it too much, but you know. They do something to lock this in so that people can't unscrew this. Or is it just so that you don't lose the screws? It's probably a way to make sure that you can't lose the screws, right? look up a tutorial on how to take this computer apart. Okay, so I wasn't crazy about that. And then you just have to spudge it out. But that, at least I didn't know now. Okay. I might need a spudger. My spudger. Oh, that's not gonna work. I might actually need a real knife. That was surprisingly easy. Where's the SD? So interesting. Huh. Okay. Okay. So this bad boy has integrated storage. Well, that makes it more complicated. Okay. Okay, so how do I install operating system and only partition half of it. Like, I don't want to format the whole hard drive, because I want to keep some of it on here. I want the Windows 11, but I only want like 500 gigs instead of the whole terabyte. Okay, in that case, that changes things a little bit. Didn't mean to do that. Not there, my downloads. Not there. Thank you very much. I have like Rufus somewhere installed on here already. I really need to label these USBs. I have a bunch of USBs lying around here and I have no idea what any of them do. Let's figure out what's on the USB. Okay, this one's fine. So we're gonna delete that. Okay. Got it. Installed the ISO. Yeah, I know I have like disk manager, but I want you to use gparted. Yeah. Okay, got that downloaded. Okay, so we need the Rufus anyways. I think I've downloaded this like a bajillion times at this point. I should really just install it, but so what we're gonna do is on gparted, that's it. Select. Toss that back into downloads. I actually don't even need to because it's right here. Goodbye, gparted. You have served me well. Okay, so while that's doing that...
And Rufus will allow me to create a bootable USB drive with a gparted on it. There are other options like Ventoy, but I'm going to use Rufus for this video. Okay, it's finished downloading. Opening up the folder. Okay, I'm going to put in a USB drive. Okay, it's the E drive here. Alright, I'm going to start Rufus. Alright, and I'm going to put gparted onto the USB drive. Select gparted, partition scheme MBR, target system BIOS or UEFI. Running gparted live and start. Write in ISO image mode recommended. And hit yes for this. And hit OK. Just gonna fast forward through this. Okay, it's completed. I'm gonna close these windows here and boot from the USB drive. This is what you'll see, the GNOME partition editor here. And so we're going to pick the first option. So it's gparted live, the default settings. I'm going to hit enter.
I always forget
Okay,
the
and
hotkey.
it's asking here the key map records the layout of symbols on the keyboard.
Yeah, Control
So
T.
just pick don't touch key map, just hit enter. And then now it's asking you which language do you prefer. And 33, that's US English. So you can just keep the default. So you just hit enter. And here it's asking you about entering the graphical environment. And it's going to
If you don't have Power Toys, by the way, highly recommend. Very powerful tool. It's, I think, made by Windows developers, but because it's using the non-proprietary software, they can't actually release it with Windows. But it's basically like all the Windows developers are like, this can't exist in Windows, so we made our own thing, and this is what Power Toys is. It's just a bunch of really useful tools that should be in Windows, but isn't. But yeah, just doing a quick update. Okay, so once we
pick
get
the
here,
first option. So it's gparted live, the default settings. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and it's asking here the key map records the layout of symbols on the keyboard. So just pick don't touch key map, just hit enter. And now it's asking you which language do you prefer. And 33, that's US English. So you can just keep the default. So you just hit enter.
close that.
And here it's asking you about entering the graphical environment. And it's going to if you choose 0, however, if graphical environment X Windows fails to start, you can run sudo force video to configure it. And so you can just use the default, which is 0, so you can just hit enter, and it'll continue to start X, which is the program to run the GUI. And it's using
Okay. So I've got some info here. That's why my alarm didn't go off this morning, because as you can see, it just went off now. Cool. That got updated. So what is... I'm gonna just slap that up there and save and exit. Pick this up and
the default settings.
nice, it worked. Let's make sure I have the thing I was looking for. That's actually really cool. Not gonna lie, that's really cool. Okay. So this is my basic. I have roughly 115 gigs to work with. I just want to shrink this down. Can I do that? Yes. Resize. We want to resize that down to like, what do I have? It says so I have like 115 by 2, that's 57. I've used 35, so let's go 35 minus 57 is 22. Oh, okay, so like we're gonna have 22, add 22 gigs to this. So whatever 2 that's 20,000, right? New size. Six 427 plus 1,000. That's 57,407. 57,407. Resize and move. So that gives me like 60 gigs nearly to work with. Apply that. Oh, that is so cool. Sorry, I'm geeking out because like it's actually opened an operating system within, like this is what I'm looking at. Oh, come
on. And then to do,
so this is kind of like what I'm seeing, and I just shifted this 100 gigs of unallocated space. Okay, close. Because they have a bunch of system administration bullshit on it. It's so annoying, actually. Okay. Well, that's done with. We're just gonna exit out. Down. Pop up the hard drive. Because I have NetBoot on one of these USBs, but I don't know which one. Let's see. Okay, that's my Ubuntu. This is probably Debian, just because. Or Debian. Yeah, that's Debian. Okay, that one's empty. Let's install with that Rufus. Is that my desktop somewhere? I installed it. Yeah, I installed the installed version. Where is it? Did you guys change my... Not now. Not now. Oh my god. What are you doing? Stop. Doesn't help. That's where it is. Okay. I was wondering where my thing went. And now we need Rufus. Really? I need like little stickers. Like little labels to put on my USBs so I can remember what they put on them. I should honestly just get like a rack of USBs. Again, I know NetBoot exists, but NetBoot, I don't know, it installs everything really weird. It's never been perfect. Whereas like the USBs or like the official ISOs from the website always just work the way I'm intending. Like there's always a little bit of like hassle I have to deal with the NetBoots. It's not an issue, it's not a huge one, but it's just enough that I'm like, there's so much less think I have to do with the default one. The biggest think is just, am I holding the right USB? But while this is doing that, what I might do... Yeah. So I have this 2 GB drive.
Mécénat. 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 Mécénat.
Switch to Chrome to protect yourself.
Hello? Yes, it's probably there we go. I don't know how long that's been like that, but that's annoying. Uh hey, how you doing? Good. I'm currently working on a little computer. I'm trying to dual boot Kali Linux with Windows, and it is not going as smooth as I'd like it. Uh, Booting both Windows or like the ability to choose whether I want to boot Windows or Linux. And I've got like all the steps followed. It should work, and then it's like, nah, just nah. Okay, why? Can you let me finish? Change the integrity? No. Safety. Just gonna abort and try again. So I've installed Gpart. I think it was this device. And then I failed. I realized that one of my USBs is just actually corrupted. So I might throw that out. It's a 2 GB USB. I'm not too heartbroken over it. Okay, so Debian 12 is booting up. That's what this USB is for. And then I actually want to do this to reformat this. Okay, abort. Yes. But yeah, I'm working on this laptop that's ancient. It's not okay, it's not ancient, but it's like super limited in power. It's got fairly low usability. Interesting. Is it only 5? No, it's not 5. Computer's silly. Silly computer. No, I'm working with this company who gave me this company computer, and it's kind of a joke. So what I'm trying to do is dual boot their Windows with my Linux, and so I don't have to deal with their shitty Windows that run slow and doesn't work. Also, it has so many like system administration permissions. Like I couldn't install. Like they were like, "Oh, can you install this one piece of software on this?" I'm like, "Sure." And I tried to install it, and it's like, you need an admin to confirm it. And they were like, "Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna have to give that to an administrator." And I'm like, I don't want to drive an hour for you to install Adobe Photoshop on this thing. I have Adobe Photoshop on my PC. I can just use that. They're like, we don't care. But I'm like, you gave me this thing, so I might as well fuck with it, because I'm never going to actually use it for what it's intended, which is like emails and stuff. But again, I have a computer and I have a laptop that work just fine. I don't need theirs. But I popped it open earlier, and it doesn't even have a hard drive in it. It's just integrated graphics or integrated storage. So what that means is that it's literally the storage that is built on the on the motherboard. It's pretty sad. But I did learn about Genome Partition Editor, which is really cool. It allows you to boot up a partition editor in a it's actually a small version of Linux, like a super light version of Debian, I think. And it allows you to use gparted, which is a way to partition your hard drive, so that basically I'm splitting the hard drive so it looks like it's 2 separate hard drives. And what this tool allows you to do is you can do that remotely on the computer that you're working on. So I'm not using Windows to partition, which, as I mentioned, they lock everything down. I can't even install the software I want to use with this thing, because it's so locked down. I don't think they're gonna let me use the partition. I already checked. They don't. So I installed basically a remote partitioner onto a USB, and I'm running off the OS off the USB to partition the current OS on the system, without actually having to mess with their setup. So we're gonna just delete these partitions because I'm just gonna do this again. We're gonna delete and try this one more time, but do it a little bit differently. And because I already partitioned the Windows version to not use the full 100 gigs that I get 100 gigs. There are USB drives that are bigger than this hard drive. It makes me so upset. And yes, I did get denied a IT position at this place because apparently I did not know what I was doing. So this is also a little bit of rebellion for that. So I'm doing a little bit of whatchamacallit, I'm doing printing for them and graphic design work. But they're like, oh, you don't seem to, like, I don't know, you haven't worked with our stuff. You don't really know how to use like IT things. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can handle myself, sir. Like, I'm not mad. That's their belief, but I did ask. I was like, oh, are you looking for any IT people? And they're like, I don't think you'd be good for our IT department. I'm like, I don't know what that even means. Do you just hate me? My favorite story is the AngularJS. I believe it's AngularJS guy. Or maybe it's a different language, but anyways, basically this guy, he's the one who invented, and I'm just going to use AngularJS for this example. He invented AngularJS, and on his resume, he said, oh, I'm the inventor of AngularJS. I would like to work for this company that is now currently using AngularJS in their workflow. And they were like, you need 5 to 10 years experience in AngularJS. He's like, I invented it 3 years ago. First off, I invented it. Second off, how? I'm like, exactly. Like, what the fuck? So. Okay, so I've reformatted this. I have Windows on this system, or I have Windows on these partitions, 1 through 4. That's fine. That works. Still working. We're gonna just do a hard reboot here. Actually, a shutdown. So I want to pull out the USB and plug in my Kali Linux USB. And how to install Okay, so install prerequisites. You have to read the Kali Linux install, downloading. Yeah, I have that. Single boot Linux install guide. Changing or removing desktop environment. This installation has the potential to go wrong very easily as it involves editing existing partitions. Be aware of what partitions you are modifying. Yes. Having a backup of those. So before resizing the disk, make sure fast setup is turned off in Windows 10 so you don't get an error while resizing the partitions. If you don't know how to do that, open control panel, hardware and sound, power options, choose what the power button does. Oh, okay, so let's see if that might help. Delete, delete, F12, escape, delete, 12, accept, enter setup. So right off the bat, let's see what hardware this is. This is a Intel Pentium Silver N6000. It's a 1.1 gigahertz. I'm pretty sure, Stu, your PC has 3.5 gigahertz in it, just to give you an example of the difference in power this is. Yeah, it's a 1.1. It's got 16 gigabytes max RAM. Does not mean that it has 16. It has 8 in it. I'm gonna have to charge this sucker. Shit. So my trial with Affinity has ended, which is a mild shame. My conclusion with it is if I didn't know about Photoshop, it is absolutely worth it. Because, okay, so like if you're starting off as an artist, like if the school showed us Affinity in its current state when we learned Photoshop and everything, it would have been an amazing tool to just have and just always like, you know, just like you just have it. Cool, amazing, works. No questions asked. The part that sucks is that you once you learn Photoshop and you have everything that you're granted with Photoshop, it sucks because everything that you use and know about, you know about it. You know, like I have a little bit of it and you're like, I want it all. So Affinity just feels like you're missing out on it. Just a little bit of everything. It's sort of like if you get a car with heated seats and then you go to a car that doesn't have heated seats and you're like, it's not the end of the world. I can live without it. I can still heat the car with the default heater. It just kind of sucks, you know? So it's one of those things where it's like a lot of the features in Photoshop are heavily like relevant to the whatchamacallit. It's like very similar to having heated seats. So it just sucks because you're like, I have this super nice device. I have this thing. I don't want to lose my heated seats. I don't want to lose my automatic door that opens up in the back. I don't want to lose my automatic start from my like bedroom. Like there's all these little things. And then when you compile all of them, it's like, is it worth just paying the $500? Because guess what? It already has the trailer hitch hooked up to it. I don't have to think about it. It just works, you know, it just works. And that's where I'm at. I'm like, do I want to switch over entirely? I don't want to. But is it worth it? Probably, actually. For anybody who doesn't religiously use the Adobe suite like I do, 100% worth it. Just go for it. You will not notice a huge difference. If you're not using the AI tools, if you're not using the micro, like the weird niche things that Photoshop offers, like the scripting and the automation, just use Affinity. Don't pay for Adobe. It's not worth it. I was playing with the designer, Affinity Designer. Uh, other than the image tracing, as I mentioned, which just fucking kills it for me, it's really not worth it. The other big one is I love After Effects, and it hurts me not to be able to have After Effects. Premiere I can get away with using DaVinci. Um, I'm not super thrilled by it, but it works. Premiere versus DaVinci isn't that huge of a difference, but nobody offers a tool quite like After Effects. After Effects is just another beast on its own, and everybody's like, "Oh, you can use like Blender like After Effects." And I'm like, "Yeah, but the amount of steps I have to do to make Blender do the things I want it to do that After Effects just automatically does is so many, and it's a really hard one to convince myself to swap over to." And it's such a snobby thing of me because I'm like, again, I'm like cursed because I know about these tools. Um, so I'm like, yeah. So in conclusion, I guess it really depends. At the end of the year, like at the end of my like payment, can I get Photoshop to like Adobe to drop their subscription for me to like 250, because then it's worth it. Um, if it's Yeah, of course you can, because Adobe wants your money and they don't care about your money. They want corporate money. You say I don't want to pay for your expensive subscription, and then they say, "Oh, would 50% off do?" And then you're like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I've been doing it for the past 5, 6 years. It's since university basically. Um, so it's not that hard. It literally, you just say, yeah, your subscription service is really expensive, and then you're like, I might just go with Affinity, and then they're like, oh shit, that's a very valid reason to not have our service. We would rather have you give us 250 instead of 0, and that's basically how they do it. You can do this almost with any software suite, by the way, or subscription. Um, Netflix is a little bit harder to do it with. They're a little bit more butt hurt about you trying to pull that shit, but they'll drop it down to about like 7.99. I think that's what I pay for. The thing is if you're like, I am going to cancel the service, and you say I'm canceling the service, they will immediately like they won't call your bluff, because in their eyes, again, if you get, their markup is so high, like insane, it's ridiculous. First off, like, don't feel bad about this, because they're probably making a 90% markup on each person that uses it, and that's an optimistic number of their markup. They're probably making somewhere closer to 99% markup on your software. um and when I say like it's optimistic, I mean like it's the other, like it's optimistic as in, I hope I'm costing them at least $1. um the amount of money Netflix has, if you want to make some real money, start working at Netflix, because their starting wage is like 120K. Like, I think that's what the janitors make at like Netflix. Seattle, which costs a shit ton of money, or New York. But no, I was looking at some developers. Yeah, I was looking at some remote jobs, and they were starting at like 210 to 440 for software engineer jobs. I was like, ooh, I might learn some software engineer. By the way, I don't know if you have checked out Arcanist at all. I've been making artwork for them and whatnot. Super fun. I realized I have never really done pixel art ever. Yeah, it's same group history thing. They just are labeling it as two because that's a little bit easier. Okay, we're going to download that one. Gonna download that one. I hate NVIDIA sometimes. NVIDIA is actually really good. It's just they have a lot of proprietary software, which really sucks. Because yeah, it's very similar to it. A little bit. It's mostly just worms. Like, don't I would say don't overthink it. It is basically worms, but online. At least more online than worms is, because worms you can never find a group, whereas at least here you can find a group. I have no idea. Okay, I have 73, 74, 75 I need. It's actually, the classification would be artillery games. USB, who knows? We'll find out. Okay, what's on this USB? I've gone through so many different USBs today. It's ridiculous. Nothing. pain. Okay, here we go. Well, at least it gives me some files. Maybe that's enough. Maybe it's not. Who knows? So I need 5. So this is for Wi-Fi, it looks like. So I don't know if it's actually necessary that I have these. Let's find out. We're good. We're good. Google's like, remember my choice for this device. I say, not now. And then it just pops up. I don't care. What is... God. Fuck. That's the real confusing part. It's not even plugged in anymore. Oh, shut up. But yeah, if you want to get artwork into a game, Arcanist is pretty good. And they're going to go live probably in the next few months. Because like you can download it right now, but they don't have it's just like a website downloader. I don't. Is it a watermark? What? Oh, okay. Like, does it come through my beard? I don't know. Yeah, no, I saw that earlier. If I have Photoshop open, it splices my head in half. Apparently, I have enough green in me that the green screen just goes right through me. It's how I rage bait people. They're like, excuse me, you didn't it's all over your face, and you're like, you should show me how. Explain it in the comments. I would like a detailed explanation, and I would like some controversy. Speak up now, or forever hold your peace. What has been really cool with this whole journey of like playing with free software and stuff is finding all this cool free software that exists. Like the barrier to entry in the art world is very low. Like you do not need Photoshop to make money. Um does it make you feel nice if you have it to make money? Absolutely. Like everything about Photoshop's just a little bit faster and slimmer, but you don't need it. Krita, actually, if I didn't use the photo editing tools of Photoshop, ironically, um, Krita is actually really competent. Like, if you don't want to shell out money for Photoshop and you're just doing illustration work, use Krita, 100%. Even again, Affinity, really good replacement for it. Inkscape, another one. If you don't want to chill out the money for Illustrator, Inkscape's actually really good. I would suggest using Designer. It seems a little bit more competent. Um, but both of them are pretty good. Yeah. Because Affinity Designer is the same thing as Illustrator. It just, they call it something different. What's really confusing is Designer with Affinity is the color blue, and purple is for their like Photoshop for photo, and it's really annoying because every time I look at it. Mm-hmm. Why? An installation step has failed. You can try running the failed item again from the menu or skip it and choose something else. The failing step is select and install software. Why is the select and install software not working? I know why. Why? Why do you not like me? Did I install this on the wrong thing? Let's go back. Partition disk. Do I have to create a different volume? What's the difference between volumes and partitions? Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. So volumes are a little bit different than partitions. Do I need to set up a volume? No, volumes are like smaller than partitions. Yeah, like you put a volume in a partition. You don't do it the other way. A partition is a logical division of hard drive disks. Both are units of data storage, but volume is not the same thing as a partition. Correct. Okay. Yeah, LVM Linux gives you the ability to manage number of drawers in a file cabinet or a number of cabinets on the fly. Seems like a great system, but the average user may not need the ability. Yeah, partitions are more powerful than. So these are like mount options. I just wanted the default. You know what I might have to do? Oh, because that should work. It should work. Yes, I'm deleting 5, which should just work. Installation step failed. Why is the select and install software not working? I have internet connection. Verify media installation. Retry installation. Minimal installation. Manual partitioning. I'm curious if this PC has a lock in it, like the Chromebook does. Does it have a BIOS lock? You see the error message. Yeah, it's VFAT. Now type mount. This is Linux installation in a nutshell. Dev stb1. cd-rom slash failed device or resource busy. Huh. Yeah, you're all good. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Should just be my 5, right? The app doesn't exist. Okay. Am I in the wrong place? Okay. This tutorial is telling me to go somewhere. It's like do cd/target/etc. apt. Type exactly shown here without quotes. And that's what I did. And it does not exist. Well, I'm not working on the stream. Or I'm not on that computer. I'm working on a different computer. So what do you mean there's no apt? Shell from the list as shown in the image above, continue. Is there like a prerequisite step that I had to do? Go back. Continue. It seems like it might be a Kali Linux thing, which is probably why people tell me not to use Kali Linux. I am aware the select and install software is not working. Okay, so detect disks. Okay, disks detected. Thank you. Let's partition the disk. Today with Alex. Why does it not work? Today with Alex, why does Discord just not work? The fuck, Discord? Why does the internet not work? Do I not have internet? Like, what the fuck? I clearly can hear you, so I have internet there. Let's do a pinggoogle.com. Ping is not installed. Okay. Oh, no, it is. No, I'm pinging Google. Okay, so we do have internet there. Why is my phone fucking up? Can I not partition it this way? Like, can you, like, I feel like you can have this two operating systems on the same hard drive. Like, that would be challenging to believe the, the least. Skip. Yeah, same drive without data loss. That's what they're doing. Recommended. Yeah, he's going to divide up this larger partition in half. Okay. Yeah, that's what I did. Is this a 32-bit device? That's the next question I should have asked. I'd be surprised. The real question is who makes 30? Yeah, it's 64-bit. I was like, who makes a 32-bit device anymore? Like, I'd be impressed to find someone who does. Okay, he's just gonna create the disk. Very good. Create restore point. Very good. Now reboot. Yeah, USB boot. Maybe I just have to do that. For installation. If you have not finished your installation, you may. Yes. We're gonna try something here. Enter setup. This work? I need to go grab the charger. Welcome back. Sounds like a you problem. You should have came with me. Let's move this back over. The charger I had in there was absolutely doing nothing. Is it Monday 1804? Was but like the time is 18 because 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, that's the wrong time. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, so we're disabling secure boot because all that does is basically tells Windows it's Windows. It's kind of dumb. Okay, disable fast boot. It's also better to clear any keys or certifications after disabling. Okay, I think I'm all matched up. Let's go to save and exit. The heck? No, it's just a bunch of messages all at once. We're gonna do as the maestro does, and then blame him for screwing it all up. English, United States, American English. Because I've never really got into play with Kali Linux. It's more for security reasons, like testing security, like making sure your Wi-Fi password's strong and seeing how hard it is to get through. I'm just mostly curious at how it all works. I haven't really got into play with it. Still easier than Arch. Arch Linux, you have to do everything in the terminal. Don't die. And if you do, write a will. That sounds like a you problem. I don't like you questioning this kind of thing. You really shouldn't do that. Okay. Okay, I wasn't wrong. I am doing everything right. No EFI partition was found. What do you mean no EFI partition was found? Do this again. Damn it. Okay, abort the installation. Yes, exit now. Plug this properly in. Boot that up. We'll get it on the first try, don't worry. 26 tries later. It's gonna play Arcanist, but I didn't realize this was gonna be so damn difficult. Install Linux on as a dual boot to Windows. So basically, when I boot up my computer, I can choose whether I want to boot into Windows or Linux. Mostly just because there's already a copy of Windows on this that I don't want to use. Close, exit. Pull that out. Put that back in. Exit. Okay, I didn't have a boot in there. How do I shut this off? There we go. Damn, I have to reboot it. Just auto booted into Windows. Wasn't quick enough. Why you not turn on? Turn on! There we go. So I need to move /boot on its own partition. Oh, shut up. See, there's nothing that like Kali specifically does that like Debian doesn't, because it is just Debian. It just includes a bunch of software on it already pre-installed. And I was gonna play around with the different things. I cannot do that. If you go into an empty room and sit there with nothing next to you but the clothes on your back, time will slow. I promise. I want this to be a swap. Where's my swap? I want to make this the boot. Maybe that'll work for us. What is EFI partition? It's an OS independent partition, acts as a storage place for the UEFI bootloaders, applications and drivers to be launched by the UEFI. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yes. Partitions being made. Just because he's right doesn't mean it still didn't work. Install software is failing again. Why? if we did this. Oh, I gave that way too much space. It's not a problem, it's just a waste of extra space. They so mad. I upset at them. I'm mad that I'm using Kali Linux and not just using Debian for Ubuntu. They're like, it's just a shitty version of Ubuntu. I mean, I know it is, but I want to try it. Okay. Good night. Oh, I wasn't. Oh, I was just saying. I know I wasn't doing much today. But I'll probably be live streaming Thursday. I'll be doing pixel art then. Um, so feel free to jump on then. But otherwise, yeah, I'll see you around. Thanks for stopping by. Good night. I don't know if it's escape or F1 or delete that gets it booted, but corrupt didn't work. Do I wipe it, restart again, and just install Ubuntu like a good Alex should? I probably should. Yeah. If this works. think this one's my Ubuntu build. We'll find out. Yep, this is Debian. So let's pull that out. Start. Again, I really should just mark these at this point. Okay. Using Ubuntu. Put it like loaded sideways, which is really dumb. But so well. Yeah, Ubuntu was the way to go. Hey there, what's up? Just messing around with computer stuff. Yeah, we failed the Kali Linux install, and we're just installing Ubuntu because it just works. But I did find this package thanks to Caboose. We can install the Kali Linux tools here. It's just Catulin. Catulin. Should just work. Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize you were on. I jumped in the chat. I'm in another chat room as well, so I was very confused. I was like, oh. I mean, we can talk computers. I'm totally open to it. I totally forgot I jumped into your chat call. I am so sorry. No, I'm trying to install Kali Linux, and I was like, you know what? I just want to try it out, play around with it, see what's up. And I could not get it to install properly the way I wanted to because I'm installing it on a work computer, and the company that issued this computer basically locked everything down. Like I can't even install Teams without like an admin password that they will not give me. Um and Teams is the thing that they requested me to have, and I was like, "Why wouldn't you have this pre-installed?" And they're like, I don't know. So I have to either submit a ticket or I just install freaking Linux like a Chad and deal it with it that way. I don't think Teams works with Linux anyways, but that's a different problem. Um, it works in browser, but yeah. So I didn't want to delete the actual operating system just in case I have to return this to them. But I also don't want to use their Windows build because it's so locked down. Um, like another tool they wanted me to install was like iTunes, and I tried to install it and it just would not let me. It's like I get it. You guys don't want me to like go searching anything on the internet on work hours, but I'm just gonna use my other laptop at that point. Why would I use the one that you issued to me? But I'm in like a group chat with some Linux users, and they were like, "Why are you installing Kali?" I was like, I just wanted to try it out, and they're like, "You dumb boy, just go install Ubuntu and use the Kali Linux tools from there. It's the same thing but better." I was like, "I know you're right. Don't be mean." What have you been up to? He is right, it doesn't have a skull. This last time he updated it. 5 years ago, jeez. Restart now. Will do. Okay, we got booted in finally. Hmm. items. Yeah. Okay.